Yo, officially we can record. Sorry. I don't know if I went like more back, or maybe on the way back you guys will notice, but new setting. Don't get used to it. We're still gonna go back to the other car, but for the time being we're using this car. In the process of selling both of them, funny enough. So whichever one goes first is the one, and whichever one goes first, we're keeping the other. So we're test driving this one. Goddamn guinea pig. But Saturday afternoon we have arms. We're gonna be taking a same approach as my other days, where we're gonna be just working out the functions of it and see how we feel about it. That's really it. Nothing really exciting or nothing really like different happened today. I'll be honest with you guys. Kind of woke up at a reasonable time. I got good sleep. Actually ate pretty good. So yeah, thank God. I don't know why I'm like super dark, but it's okay. Oh, there you go. We're brightening it up. I just can't record like this. We ate some good food in the morning, specifically some eggs, some rice, and a few leftovers, chicken nugget leftovers. Not my best concoction of food, but it was something. And then coming back, we're gonna eat, or then after that, I really didn't eat that much, and then did some chores around the house, helped my dad out with the laundry, and then now we're going to the gym. And afterwards, I gotta go pass by to buy some food. But that's pretty much like the overview of my day. Pretty much today we have arms, so I want to talk a bit more about that really, and I'll get into something else. But give me more. No, it's not here. It's somewhere over there. We're driving by pure instinct, by the way. What does that mean? I have no idea. I actually know it's coming back to me. Okay, I know where to turn. Sweet. We're driving off pure instinct right now. Like, I remember sort of how to get to this gym, and I feel like I've gone there enough times now, funny enough, that kind of just know how to get there. But anyway, I digress. So today's main muscle groups, arms, triceps, and biceps. So what does that entail? Overhead and push downs are going to be my priority. The thing is, I still only want to do 3 sets. Now, with that being said, the last one for my triceps is always going to be dips. My chest feels really good. My shoulders feel really good. How does that have to do with anything with triceps? In the past, whenever I have tried to do triceps, since my arms would be like my chest would be super sore, sometimes it would just take over because it's part of it's a helping muscle group in that regards. But I would feel more of a chest pump rather than a tricep pump, and I wouldn't like it. Or it would just, my chest would be just so sore that it would be very uncomfortable for me to do dips. But today that's not the case, so we're gonna see if we can do some dips. Weighted dips, of course. We'll see. Then for my biceps, I'm thinking they have a really good. No, they don't really have a really good one, but they have a bicep machine that I tried last time. It was super intriguing. It was really good. But it was no Nautilus. It's you guys will see it. It's all right, but we're gonna see if we can get a good pump with it. Regardless, we're gonna be training supination and non-supination today. So if I want to get technical with it, we're gonna be training with my wrist up, and then we're gonna be training with a neutral grip. The thing is, I'm describing it like this now, but I just want you guys to know that this new approach of training that I'm taking isn't anything new. But I don't know if I'm like describing it and it makes it sound new. But I'm still a big believer of not changing your workout too much. If we're being honest, you know, a good example is like my chest. So for tomorrow, I would be training. My chest is responsible for, let's see, like my chest is responsible for pressing stuff up and kind of like closing stuff, right? You can say. So what does that entail? A pressing movement and a fly movement. I've been doing that for a long time now. That's my staple, you know. One pressing, one fly, and then we'll kind of just do like two machines for that, and that's it. So like, it's not like right now I'm doing like a 180 or like a completely different thing, you know. But maybe the way I describe it is could come off as, oh, I'm doing something new. Just want you guys to know it's all about perspective and how you describe stuff sometimes. That really shows, you know, whether you're doing something completely new actually, or if you're just doing the same thing but saying it like it's like a newer thing. I think I turned here actually. Give me more. Yeah, I think. Sweet. And then that's a pretty good transition into what I actually wanted to talk about today, because most of these fucking videos are about, they're like, I'll be honest with you guys, these videos are like 40% of me yapping about the workout and about 60% yapping about some other shit. I'll be honest with you. I know myself, you know. I'm not gonna fucking drive to the gym every single day and think to myself, man, I really talked about the gym today, you know, about like the ingenuities and the complex movements and rhythmics and sets and rep schemes and metal and micro, you know. No, I you know, most of the time it's either me dozing off and I have to edit it out, or it's just me yapping about some like life shit. But tough luck. All right. With that being said, so the transition was the way you describe stuff. I was seeing this good documentary about how people were saying you should never make a decision when you're stressed out, when you're happy, when you're mad, when you're sad, or when you're hungry, right? Because you're not in the right mindset. You're not like 100% you're not really good in your judgment. And so I think today, right before coming to the gym, that did happen to me. I made a rash decision just because I was overwhelmed at the time. I wasn't really thinking straight, and my primary emotion was anger. And so I believe that whenever you are angry, you're more likely to lash out really fast. For, you know, obvious reason. I think, you know, it's nothing crazy that, you know, what, when you're angry you're more likely to lash out on people. What? There's nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? But it's good to remind ourselves that whenever we are like in a very like not bad mindset, right? I don't believe being angry, being sad, you know, it's like a bad thing, you know. Obviously, you know, you would prefer to be happy, but given the scenario, you know, maybe that emotion is an appropriate reaction to the circumstance, right? So however way you want to feel, if you are not in a neutral state, it is better to ask the individual to back off for a minute, right? Politely, of course. Don't be like, yo, shut the fuck up. But, you know, be like, hey man, can you give me 1 second? I'm like really stressed out, I'm really sad right now, or like whatever, right? If you can't do that and it's something that you have to deal with, you can always just, again, be like, give me 1 second. Collect yourself, take a breather, and then give them a response, right? A good metaphor I always see is like a soda bottle cap, right? And like if you agitate the shit out of like a can and then you pop it open, it bursts out. But if you do the same thing but instead of opening it straight away, you let it kind of sit there for a while and then you open it, it won't fizzle, right? So it just goes to show that, you know, in an agitated state, it's better to relax for a second, let yourself cool off, and then open up. And so I think for me, sometimes when I go to the gym, I do find myself in a very agitated state. And again, I just said it, being agitated, being sad, being happy isn't really a bad thing, but given the circumstance, it could be. So whenever I do go to the gym, I do find I've noticed that I'm kind of like in like a character almost. And I don't really like it too much just because of what that character entails, you know? And so what I've been doing is I've kind of been like, after the gym, I'll do my uploads and stuff like that on my Instagram and my TikTok. But then afterwards, I kind of take a chill. If I have any text messages that I need to respond to, or like emails from my various group chats, I'll be honest, for the same fucking, like I have 5 group chats for the same project. The only difference is each one has one more member than the last, because when we were making the group chat, it was like 9 people, and we kept getting like, or like the first one was 5, and the second one had 6, and the third one had 7, and then this fourth one has the full 8 people, and I just had 9, right? So we're so like, I'm just like, bro, like, why do we? And then they're like also texting each of the group chats. So I'm like, what the I'm like, I'm so bewildered. Is she across or not? Okay. I'm like so bewildered because these are 5 group chats for the same project, but we're texting each one like, I don't know, bro. Give me. All right. Made it in one piece. So yeah, let me continue this. Let me just finish up. Let me just wrap this up. But I do find myself that usually after the gym, I'll have like this attitude, and then it's not always the best attitude, and I don't think it's always the right time for me to talk to other people when I'm in this like agitated state. So I'll like take a moment, and then when I'm fully relaxed, I'll start texting people, right? Because it has happened. I'll be honest, it has occurred that we're in the group chat, and hindsight, I probably should have done this, but there was a situation that I was involved, and I wasn't gonna take shit from anybody, and so you can just kind of tell, you know, by the way I'm saying it, what kind of happened. We beefed it out, but it is what it is, man. All I'm saying, I'm not taking shit from anybody, you know, but obviously, like I'm saying right now, hindsight, it's probably better for me just to collect yourself and, you know, approach it from a professional point of view. But moving forward and relating this to the gym, if you're ever thinking about, you know, if you're really upset with a certain lift, if you're upset with your process, you know, take a step back and kind of see the situation, right? If you're in a really shitty mood and you're assessing yourself, then you're more likely to put yourself down, right? And the opposite is true, right? If you're super happy, you know, with the circumstance, with outside stuff, looking at your progress for the gym, you're more likely to be positive about it, you know? Even if something negative did happen, even if, you know, you didn't get the lift, you're more likely to look at positive avenues. And again, the opposite is also true. If you're having a really shitty day and the circumstances outside the gym are really bad, even if the gym was really good that day, you're still gonna find a way of being like, you know, shit, it could be worse, or like it's gonna get worse, right? Just because outside things are gonna affect the gym. So if you're gonna assess the situation, if you're going to talk to other people, if you're gonna communicate yourself with other people, or if you're in an agitated state overall, you know, try to find like a quiet place, either physically or mentally, where you can collect yourself and then proceed to open up. You know? And I'm not saying like you should always be in that state, right? I legitimately just said it's okay for you to be agitated, right? But I feel like a lot of us would agree that whenever we're talking to other people that we care about, we wouldn't want to like blow up on them for other stuff. We wouldn't want to blow up on them because of other stuff. So with that being said, check yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself. Let's go get this fucking arm pump.
Good.
10 feet. What is it? 6 feet down, we stepping on it. Ow! Alright. Anyway. That was back day. Pretty straightforward and pretty effective, I do say so myself. Felt really good actually, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Okay. It felt really good, I'm not gonna lie. At least doing it doing not going through the motion, sorry. Okay, I'll just get out of here, sorry. That's what's kinda like blabbering my words. But that was arms. Pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I know, like, I say pretty good, but I mean it was a good workout. Like, it's really nothing else to say about it, you know? Every workout should be like that, you know, pretty top tier, if I do say so myself, you know? I don't think you should ever have a bad workout. You know, some workouts are pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. But if I can be well fed, well slept, and if I have pre on me, I mean, it's pretty hard to beat that. But regardless, the all the machines felt pretty good. All the cables felt really good as well. Like I said, for the most part, it'll always be that my elbow will be a limiting factor whenever I do any tricep movement realistically, just because of, like I said, my injuries. So even if I try to go heavy, which I did today, right? We did the full stack with the Arsenal handle. Not that it matters what handle, you know, just like I did a straight bar handle, right? We only got a couple of those for a full stack, and then we had to go lighter because of my elbow. And it's always gonna be the case, you know. But as long as I can, I feel like if I keep training arms twice a week, and I keep hitting my triceps that hard, eventually the pain will go away. Like, with enough blood flowing through the muscle, my body just getting used to the amount of weight, the tendon, the joint, you know, etc., etc., it'll get back to how it was previously before the injury. So, I mean, we went from not being able to do it to being able to do like 7.5 barely, that's how bad it was, to now like fully being able to go like toe to toe with it. So next thing I can think of is just incorporating more unilateral movements, so like single hand stuff. That would be like the next step, just to like reinforce it. So I think in the coming futures I might do more of that. I just really enjoy lobbying weight, I'm not gonna lie. Like, full stacking the machine and just like hammering my triceps, it's really fun and really productive as well. In terms of biceps, most of the bicep work was pretty good. I wanted to do the they have like a machine where it's like the handle is in front of you, but I didn't want to do any more like curling movements. I want to do more like hammer curls. So what I ended up doing was I just did the dumbbell. I did dumbbell hammer curls on the decline. Are you serious? On the decline. And then we always did the cables, and then that was pretty much it. We did one set of the bicep machine. That bicep machine is pretty good. The curve is a bit weird. You need to get used to it, but I think overall it gives you a good pump. Oh, I know where we are. Oh, I can take that route. Bet. But that's pretty much it. I don't feel, you know, I also was saying how like we did have a snack, and I was thinking, I was like, what snack did I have? Like, I feel like, did I completely bullshit that? No, we had like a mini dessert before we came. So yeah, that was that. I was like, oh, that's what I had. But yeah, nothing else to it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. All that's left now is just to go home, pick up some food. Sorry, we're gonna pick up some food, go home, eat, shower, and then grind Monster Hunter. Because yesterday I did a lot of like catching up, I'm not gonna lie, which is you know, better late than never, I guess. But yeah, it was really helpful for me. So now I'm kind of like not super ahead, but I'm chilling when it comes to my classes, so I can kind of breathe for a moment. I do have an event coming up this week, so I do need to get ahead, which is I feel like what tomorrow's gonna mostly be for. Just because today I kind of got a lot of stuff out the way. Tomorrow's gonna be like the same rainy day, so if anything, we'll just wake up early, have an early morning chest day, and go from there. But I like to take every day one day at a time, so end up yapping about the future. And let's wish you guys a happy lift. You guys are having an amazing day. It's raining, it's gloomy, shit thunder. So I mean, shit, for me personally, I love that. If you've been a long time subscriber, you know damn well I love that type of weather. So hope everybody else is having an amazing day. Eat your meals, drink your water. And, rock on, I don't know.